It's a lot of shit you're gonna yourself into.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with.
So what happened the night he died?
We were there. Together.
Yeah.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
A cigarette, miss.
Oh.
I'm sorry this happened.
So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen?
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual.
Titus said you look pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What did you do?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway.
Did you hear a gunshot when it happened?
Down the stairs. When he was shot? I may have.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me.
Ruby?
Ruby?
Who is Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
There we
The
go.
leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Okay, what next?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation. That I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know. Take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood...
Yeah, I know what it does. What'd you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, to make it look like a hanging.
What did you...
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something.
So where is Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something
people after you killed them?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Something to consider, I suppose.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing I know. is that you'll get nothing from there.
When was the window changed?
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene.
In a
It's
bedroom
right there.
inside.
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your
Why
eye,
did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
I don't think so. Why did you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. So I called you.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could
Alright,
not
we're done
have.
here for now.
She nods, silently. He's thinking, are we done here?
Drama, huh? I can create drama. With the bow knot. There's nothing more dramatic than that. I wish there was a little filter so I can see what I'm looking for. You know? Aha. Let's try now.
Officer, what brings you up?
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
Your real name isn't Clashie Amandu.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
Good. You can tell me the truth.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
Tell me your real name.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
Clashie. Makes no sense.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor
Grad.
oil. Type.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is
Katarzyna.
Oranje.
She nods.
Got it.
Her round eyes meet yours.
What about the passport?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Claudia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them.
I like that my cat is not
My
smiling
employer
anymore.
probably
That makes me
leaked
happy
the
now that I
name.
think about it.
Mea Smith.
Yeah, you
to
mean
hurt
because he
me.
doesn't have a big fake ass smile
Yeah.
on his
Why would
face?
they
So
do that?
I didn't show up
goofy
for
ass looking
rendezvous.
motherfucker.
They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me.
She fears an arrest right here and now.
Alright,
This is
enough.
be- She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next. She slowly lights another cigarette. You are. This is not the end of this.
Ultimately, this is not important. I'm not going to arrest her. No reason.
What if you just
Officer.
hate women?
What brings you up here in the rain?
I do. It's not relevant right now. Shaving my beard has really made me feel more as comfortable as a police officer. I mean, before
This
it was just
window
Good.
embarrassing.
is pristine on the inside. Unlike golden light, melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon
Oh,
lit
look
shapes,
at that. I
a
have the
man
shot
and a woman
locations.
on the single bed. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired.
Shots into the Whirling-In-Rags. Radio tower behind, north of the Feld building. No, radio tower. And then the boardwalk north of the Feld building. And then the third location, which I don't believe I've been to actually. He said that they couldn't hear the shot, so it would have to be far away. That inclines me to believe position 1 or 2.
The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain,
Oof,
ending
that's the way it
him.
is, describe it.
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole, shards faced inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain.
He never will.
He never will. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite
Shouldn't there be
location
gun residue
A
outside?
prime. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away.
Shit.
This was more than a week ago.
80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from.
72%. With a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot.
Wait, so actually the shot wasn't from far away, it was at A? A kneeling shot from...
The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in.
So not...
Neither
but
of
she
them
said
would
she
have
couldn't
seen
hear the
anything
shot.
outside
Could be a silenced
in the
rifle, I
darkness.
suppose.
Too busy with their own bodies.
Inside the room, closer point.
Point X would contradict the
Yeah.
woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition
Arguments
void.
against the roof.
None that you've found thus far. But that doesn't mean
A
there
further
aren't
point
any.
of origin.
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Yes, we should check out all the locations.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations.
Yes,
starting
abandoned
with
boardwalk.
the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. 700 meters away, the likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. 1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere, on an islet in the Bay of Martinez, the shot would have been a small miracle.
Kim,
5%
do you think the shot
likely.
could have come from further
There
than the
is
roof
an
in
extreme-
Martinez?
From where, precisely?
Let's say the boardwalk, Land's End, and the
I
islet.
see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
Much less than the roof, but still.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue
Yes,
or
agree.
sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis.
That is true. There was an observation point. Let's go through the hidden path again now that we have the perspective that an assassin could have been in it. And we noticed boot prints on the inside of here, didn't we?
You clearly see footprints.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else,
Large print. Shoe size is 41 to 42.
Large foot
Maybe. Of course. Damn.
no. These
Everything around you is
Right.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent. The door does not. The kobold. It leads.
There must be a key somewhere.
Damn it, I have to go through like 4 loading screens to get back out. Alright, I'm gonna check out the gunshot points and then I'll call that for the session today. Seems like a good
Yeah.
ending point.
I think so.
Damn, really cracking it open. I feel excited. I feel like we're getting far. I feel like it's getting stonewalled by Titus for a while there.
Yeah, because
Speaking
he's
of
a
which,
Chad.
yeah, I like him. He seems cool. But speaking of which, need to get the location of Ruby from Titus.
He's a union man. That means he's a Chad.
He helped a woman who did her best to not help him. So you know, respect.
It's you again. What is it?
I feel like we'll become friends. I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
I have seen her in a laudanum-induced delirium. The paranormal instinct whispers her name into my ear. A civil war's brewing. The only way to prevent it is to solve this murder, and that means talking to Ruby.
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on anyone. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The
Why are you
hostile
so sure Ruby
cafeteria
didn't
is
often?
lit by its.
Because she was here all night.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
She didn't go to the bathroom.
No.
That's a lie.
You know that's not the case.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof.
Oh.
To what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here. Sometime before the hostel.
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up
From
and
there,
down
a door
from the
leads straight
workshop.
to the roof. You can just step outside.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
I also found footprints upstairs in the old workshop.
Footprints.
The tracks were recent, but not worn down in the right foot like Ruby's. It's best to omit this pesky little polemic for now. Too confusing.
Recent.
What else could you make out? How recent? What size?
About size 40. Size 43.
43 is pretty large for a girl, don't you?
Yeah, but that's what's so cool about her. It's why...
I know what you've been thinking, Glenn. Well, talk about it.
Titus, you're not really saying...
He's thinking, all right. Glenn gets silence for an answer. Push forward with this theory.
Were pinball machines in the workshop that were still operational, curiously?
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Nothing.
He makes a gruff gesture for you to continue.
You do agree the shot came from the roof, right?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Maybe from the coast, but like I said,
A
I've been too
72%
busy
chance the
dealing
bullet came
with
from the
you.
roof.
72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
Definitely lie. The truth is not credible.
A ballistics lab in Q1, yes.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. What else have you got?
Have
Who
we
puts her
firmly
on the
established
roof?
Ruby could have had access to the roof when the man was shot?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof, but a route does not put that bullet in his head.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
There are weapons like this just laying around in
That
Martinez.
looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
A cellar under the bookshop. Hidden there, with others just like it.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots.
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging
Now, I've
out
already
shit.
established Ruby's running drugs. There's nothing to say she couldn't smuggle guns through the same roof.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
All I'm saying is there's no trouble for procurement.
Trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roid heads in the gym had a carbine.
He must be referencing some past case of theirs. He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms
Didn't say it
your
proves she had the
theory.
murder weapon, just that we need to find her.
All right, Carl.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do...
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover
And I
up.
suppose you have a theory on that.
She could have been covering up for herself.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it?
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit.
Yeah.
Right when she came back
It is pretty
downstairs.
shady that she thought, oh, I know exactly how to make this look like a hanging.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Alright, Eugene, let's assume you
He
shot her.
scoffs.
Think. You kill him, get up there, shoot him, get down.
Do you prefer to go on trial with your friends as part of a lynch mob or alone for
The
committing the
man
murder?
is silent.
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss.
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her?
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town.
Titus,
This is good.
we need to talk to her.
Silence.
Titus.
He looks around the room.
I was thinking of Tito. Apologies.
The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However, hard I asked. Want to know why?
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
When did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me.
Have you
Told
looked?
me she was leaving. A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast.
Past the water.
Past the waterlog. She's not here. So, I'm thinking she's there.
Where would you say I should start looking?
Sure, there's some shit houses there. A cinder block town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
What about these Ulan
The
freakers
what
in the
now?
trunk?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
There you have it. Pale something.
Any clue on where Ruby
She's
went?
not far.
We know that much.
We know that.
Good fucking luck, man.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
What was she scared of?
I told you. You.
The RCM?
No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
I'm just a normal cop.
Sure. Normal. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
What did she tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste
That's
in
true.
clothes, and that you won't stop.
Won't?
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects
Holy shit,
against
I have
each
4
other.
skill points. I should probably
Open
spend
them
some
up.
of these.
Like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just?
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al.
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Anything else?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to.
Scared. You should be too.
Alright.
It'll have to.
Not will do.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a
See,
piece
we
of
became friends. We
unpolished
shook
granite.
hands.
Not just granite, tightly packed RCM sergeant material.
You know, you should be a cop, Titus.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am.
Maybe he's
I
ex.
just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men.
Alright. Shit, I think the tribunal's supposed to happen tomorrow. Maybe I can break it before. I just have to do my job. Really, really well. Quickly. Southwest. I need to talk to Rennie for a reassurance.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
Thank you for your time. Okay. There's nothing new to say to him. I just like talking to him. Oh yeah, I should buy more figurines for Dolores Day. Okay, no more monkeying about with music and all this nonsense. I've got a real proper lead. I've got 3 locations to check out, and I got someone to ask for in the village.
You see
buy these
rows
figures.
of toys, big men on
Franco Niger.
a long, they're not all blue.
Which one? Ah,
This set of
your prop. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the right, maybe.
Capital has made me its bitch. Just ask God. Okay. Time to scour the Southwest. You know who I'd like to see play this game?
What?
Low tier god.
Low tier god would pick all of low tier god would be just happy to finally be a white man in a video game because that's
true.
his dream apparently.
Actually, no. Low tier god like wouldn't even have interesting things to say. But you know what I want to see play this? Dark Side Phil.
Phil. Yeah, I
Phil would
wait.
be like just on the cusp
lost...
of being able to understand it, which is the perfect level of stupid.
I lost my gun? What? How did I do that?
He finally plays someone as incompetent as he is.
I would relate a lot to the protagonist.
Yeah, I was about to say he gets to play someone as dumb as he is. Actually, that's not true, because this cop is like some fucking like maniac savant. The shot couldn't have come from here. Trees block the way. Yeah, I mean, I figured. Let's ask the drunks. Wait, where the hell are you going? Just talk to them, goddammit. Just go ahead. Why do you have to loop around? You stupid bastard. I'm gonna ask the kids.
The scruffy haired, the other one, looks indistinguishable.
You must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything.
Lily's our mum.
Lily's our mumsy.
The scruffy haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches
Little Lily,
him
your
do
sister?
it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you seen any bad people around?
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna crack the case.
Then we're definitely doing it.
Bye, kids. Take care.
The scruffy haired little...
Our tenant, the
Have you seen a redhead woman
I
named
hope
Ruby?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
You know something, we're here to help.
Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. Help the storm
You know something
clouds.
we decided not to tell
There's
us.
not much to tell.
I see, ma'am.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out.
Wait, I was hesitant before, but now I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm upgrading perception, and I'm putting on my perception glasses. I know I have some kind of perception thingy somewhere. Boots! These boots. They help me perceive the world perceptively. Oh, I'm excited. I can feel it in my bones. I'm gonna do it. I'm looking more fascist than more of this RCM stuff I put on. Aha! I'm bored.
As you look at the floorboards, in this corner of the edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You stick your hand in and stuck a small cylindrical object, a 9mm bullet to be exact. The floorboard doesn't care, but maybe it's extra ammunition.
She came ready to fight. And now I know that. And if I know that, then that means I know things. Knowingly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I'm also a knower of things.
I know things and then they happen knowingly. In my knowing cabinet of knowledge.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep
Did you
you
know
up
there's a
at
bullet
night.
under the floorboards of your shack?
Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you?
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant.
You rented
And
the room
not-
to her?
Yes. I let my room to that Ruby girl. as I've done before when she's been in trouble or
Hmm.
just looking for solitude.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into?
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability.
The room is exactly as she
I'm
left
sure we
it.
have
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Anything else?
No.
The truth, sire.
You said she left on Monday.
Yes, early
8
with the
o'clock.
dogs. Around
Dogs?
She probably heard the Lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up.
You heard.
Just like it did you.
She heard the Kanema.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
Why do you think she left a bullet?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent.
What
she
is she like,
doesn't go
Ruby?
around tooting. She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly
Oh.
silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines.
Did she have technical
But this
equipment with
time
her?
she
Radio
mostly, not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made. Although I guess she was
Where'd you
pretty,
go?
I don't know.
Further
up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up.
North.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go then.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater?
The felled electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again.
Mural?
Step closer this time.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl.
Explore the coast. Got it. North. I could check out the other gunshot locations while I'm there. The boardwalk. The boardwalk on the radio tower and the edge. These are the two locations I can definitely search while I'm here. Try to use this phone while
A
she's
metal payphone. You hear the tone. The machine is calling. Still, this feels wrong. End of tone.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
No, this is not Pierre.
You have any news about Pierre?
Who is Pierre?
He's my sister's son. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow.
No, I'm a police
To
officer.
hell with the
Her voice is drowned. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you.
I called a random number. This was not part of the case. I just did it because I could. Should I have done that? Probably not.
Shut up. I'm not boring, Kim. Look, I'm gonna call a random number on my phone.
Look how quirky I am. I think Kim respects my boringness.
Yeah.
There's some tear. An empty cigarette pack. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah. No, there's more in there. Livis.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine. Whoever tossed it here. Red Astra. You see traces of make. It's no old. It's hard to concentrate in the sm.
Right, nothing really that important. I was analyzing the shooting locations. Check boardwalk for bullet traces. So around here, pretty much. I'm gonna find him in a trash can. My perception's already super high, so I don't think I should have to. Too much.
see. A slogan used to intertwine above the mural.
Yes,
a
I knew
collapsed
it.
Roof, broken windows set. Failed electrical. Failed electrical. You only
That's why
know
I could
them
get
as a
access to the
small
roof of this
company
place.
That make there's something in the wind.
Could Ruby in here?
Sometimes the only way to go forward.
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there.
Why single out this one building?
Let's upgrade my shivers a bit. You know what? I have points, so this seems pretty useful. So let's put a point to shivers. That's where the shivering jacket of shivering. Oh fuck me, I should have done this before oh well.
The once bright mural towers up.
Okay, 83%. I'd rather not fail this, so I'm gonna save. What I should have done is put on the stuff and then tried it and then use the point after.
The
but
once
it's too late
bright
for that.
mural towers, even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, trying to talk to the wind. The city is trying to talk to the...
How do we? She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter. Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold.
Hello again.
Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with...
So you have...
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this...
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen any.
But it must be this place, because why can I see the access to the roof of this building? I mean, it's kind of a meta thing, I suppose, but it's what I picked up on. Can't help. It is nice to have the modern shops off though. Those modern shops were awful. I think we can all agree on that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I thought the pause was like, wait, no, you like the modern shops. It's like, oh my God. You sick maniac.
Winter, slow to let go of Rivershore. The snow falls lazily, and to think, it seemed as though it were already spring. You're warm in your hat and your
Where is
coat.
Ruby?
Near, snow falls into dark water. She prays,
Near?
though she doesn't believe. That's all.
Blimey.
Layer upon layer of sand,
Hidden
poisoned with someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You would probably never happen across it. But who knows? More winding coastlines. The waters turn black. No more. The coal below the old mines. L'Océan Municipal, where the Philippian kings were interred, with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums. Yes, to peel the gold off, children under 14, they go underground, looking for artifacts to after rubies. Milk 2 kilometers underground. The mausoleum, how can it be pure if it's magenta? Few patira return from the shafts. All around her, white snow.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let
She's
up.
near. Interesting. I still don't know how I'm supposed to rule this boardwalk out, because I went to the place where the shot could be called from. Also, now my camera angle is funny. There we go. Under the boardwalk.
A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall, with another 7 shades behind this building.
How the hell would I get in here? Wait, sewers run
Always my
underneath me.
pleasure.
You're getting through a sewer grate.
There's no way the perp isn't
Oh.
here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. Not this time. The opposition...
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see you.
Alright. Scrape this location off. Thank you, Muscle. I still want to find the shop from the boardwalk. I don't know how I am supposed to activate that. Because I've been up and down the boardwalk. I'll go further out. Let's go to the radio tower while we're here. Be something that like tells me where I'm supposed to stand to figure it out. I'm gonna go back to the end of the boardwalk. Just mashing my click everywhere I go, trying to find the place where the shot could have come from. Wait. Pine cones. Not important. Okay, let's try the radio tower. Actually, you know what? If they fled further north, worth talking to the people in the church first. And hopefully she's done fixing her PC.
Yes, what is it?
Have you seen a woman named Ruby
What?
around?
No.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
It's not a paying job, but could you help me contact Coalition Warship
Do I look
Archer?
like someone who has time for side projects?
If you want her help, maybe you should help.
The Swallow, you mean? What about it? Yes, that's because it's just... And I don't have a... Exactly. What do you...
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
You misery bites.
Wait.
Ah.
But honestly, great.
Oh, I can upgrade my logic. Or I could wear something that makes me more logical.
Yes, what is it? The Swallow, you mean? What do you...
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
You measure by collecting data on its surroundings and that which
Exactly.
exists.
Very true.
Ah.
But honestly, it's not broke. Great. Thanks.
What's
I
the new
brought them
machines?
here. These are my machines. Please don't touch
By the
anything.
balls of water.
They are connected.
Short and
Like in
terse.
an antenna.
I use the AR1 as my RAIN prefix processing. RAIN prefix is my radio computer.
The antenna's
Yes?
processing.
You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
Not really.
All right. Well, all radio computers perform...
AR1 is a good
I guess
antenna.
it is. So far, I've been quite satisfied with it.
something
but
wrong
it's not
with
the
it?
cheapest one on the market.
No, I was just
So
laughing
I
at a
wouldn't
funny thing in
recommend
another
it for your
server.
regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should
Jesus
do some
Christ,
research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
What are you doing with the video?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien.
Could you just shh for a moment? Great.
Leave it to work in peace. Oh, shit. Crabman. She's not gonna help me today, is she? Fuck. Let's call up the way behind the church towards the radio tower. What about the bunker? Seems like actually a really good place for it to hide, but...
Door, worn by elements.
Could this
guards
actually be used to take the shot?
From here to the Whirling? I can't see how. The church...
Oh, I thought I saw a pump. Oh.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for... In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the Whirling-In-Rags.
What about the cigarette butts?
Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Joanne? Cigarette butts are everywhere.
What about the campfire?
This is to warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if...
There. 1.2 kilometers. A glowing light on a third...
So we cleared this area. It can't be the location. Which means I do need to figure out where on the boardwalk it was done, but... Check island for... But how am I supposed to get to that island? It's not possible. As far as I know. Maybe it is possible. Box. A shirt. A polo shirt.
Finally.
I like polo shirts.
Polos are good.
Tony Soprano would like polo shirts. Yes, this is the thought I'm going with. How am I supposed to check the island? I don't even know how I get across there. Like, there were boats. I'd have to take Joyce's boat. Most likely. I don't see that happening. I mean, she could give it to me. It helps solve the murder, right?
I don't know, you have to find your own boat.
You basing this on anything you know? Or...
Hello again.
Have you seen a redhead woman?
No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night. Superstition.
You know what? While we're here, might as well ask the others if they've seen... Wait, that's a boat. Could take that boat. See its big sails.
The large head...
Good morning! Yeah! No nation, but transnation! No war, but class war!
You're a communist?
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell.
Yeah! With the rebel yell!
Why aren't you a communist? Communism is the truth.
I could be a communist if you want that.
Please don't turn him into a communist.
Don't turn him into...
Oh yeah, turn him into a communist. Come on, it would be super.
Of course be a communist. The future needs your help. You guess he is a communist now.
Communism rules the nation.
Right on.
Here comes the sun!
I turned him into a communist.
Hi again. So, how are things going? Yes? What's the deal?
Yeah, I talked to the mainframe as soon as the former lead programmer thought his accident
A
appeared.
programmer? That's odd.
So did you
What
guys
was
have
she
any
like?
complete
Did
announcement
you
about
ask her
your plans?
Come on, man. Who will you trust?
Feels the love! Get down and feel it!
A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying.
No.
You'll get there, believe me. Anyway, now that it's settled...
You do not like the idea.
What a pity. That's my favourite thing in the world. And she doesn't like it at all. A shame. What can we do now? Do you...
Unity! Dance!
She won't leave until the project is
And you
finished.
can't just evict her?
We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you. Oh, no, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist!
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
Ooh, she does. She despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If
I
it's all
refuse to
okay
throw
with
up,
you.
but I'll try convincing her.
Excellent. Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
Ha! A shortcut.
The pain of it barely holding it up. The pain falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
What's this? Oh, it's just money. I'll take it though. Oh, it's just money. I'll have it. Where the hell am I supposed to stand on this boardwalk to get the shot from? Albert, could you help me out again?
What are you looking for?
I need to go to the right place on the boardwalk where he can assess the situation and then say whether or not they took the shot from that location. Because I'm walking around this boardwalk and I cannot find it.
What's the task?
The task is called Determine where the shot came from. Check boardwalk for bullet traces.
Okay.
I'm on the boardwalk right now. It must be.
Okay. Disco
They said it was close.
Elysium. I went up to the end of the boardwalk here, so that can't be it. I already checked that. What's...
I'm gonna ask for help on this one because I feel like I'm just looking for the prompt and not like the location. Like I know I'm supposed to be looking.
The prompt, you're not gonna get the prompt by just walking around on the boardwalk. The prompt is that, like, you have to go in somewhere.
Oh, okay, I see.
I'll just keep the
Oh.
Cordelici in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier. Aye, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty.
Something about the way she says it makes you want
Hello,
to
ma'am.
Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now.
That. And she's
Isn't
also
spying on us?
keeping an eye.
Spying has such a negative connotation. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the cordelate she read.
What is this? Destruction of property? Hooliganism?
No need. Lillian and I
How
are
do you like it?
How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The smell of salt and dog shit.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage?
Oh, I don't know
over
who
there?
left that there.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head.
You're right to be scared. This is how the real city looks.
Oh, I'm not frightened, officer.
Above you, there forms a quilt of alto-cumulus clouds, twisting into each other. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West.
Have I told you how they discovered this place? No, they're in
You saw
Sealing.
it?
I'm guessing you don't know then. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. It's a pity. Most of these people will never know what this place means. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I...
Do we?
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. Maybe there is something else I can assist you with.
Yes, there is actually something.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Well, technically speaking, of course there are. Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. We are. I haven't seen anyone else drive as...
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve. It's for crossing long distances.
Neither is that. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long...
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she... Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
Yeah, police work.
Have it your way.
Good.
What? But I need to get across the island. I need your boat.
Stupid bitch.
Oh. Of course, Detective. You can always
Come
drop by
on.
later, should something come up. Of course. Anything to help. I am sorry to have been the bearer.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So she parks her boat here in this new dock, and it's just useless. I can't even get her to... Okay, now that's frustrating me, because this is literally the one lead I had to getting across that island, and I can't do it. Also, the map is not good. I can't tell how am I supposed to get over to that island if I can't use her boat. She's
You're not
literally
supposed to get over to the... You're not supposed to get over to the island yet.
Well, how am I supposed to tick off that last shot location?
You'll figure out how to do it. The game will tell you when you're able to actually do it. You
The
can't
game is
do it
literally
yet.
telling me right now, check island for bullet traces.
No, I mean, like, you'll know narratively when you're supposed to do it.
Okay, whatever. Well, how am I supposed to check the boardwalk then? I've literally been on the boardwalk. This is bullshit. Sounds actually just bullshit. The game tells me, oh yeah, go to the boardwalk, and then I come here, and then he just doesn't have any thoughts on it. I've been going up and down for like 20 minutes because the game
No, I
just
told
tells
you,
me
it's not on the boardwalk itself. Oh.
Check boardwalk for bullet traces. What could that mean? There's literally only one boardwalk. And I'm walking on it.
Just do a different task.
Why did the game give me this task I can't do? I literally came over here thinking, oh, this is a good lead, I'll follow this one, and then the game's like, nah, don't do it. Fuck it, I'm just looking it up.
Because you literally cannot get to the place you're supposed to go on the boardwalk yet.
Tell me where the shot came from.
Okay, just don't listen to me and go read the spoiler thing that tells you the same thing.
Oh, fine. But why did the game give me this thing I can't do? That pisses me off.
Because you will be able to do it. You just can't do it right now.
But I'm on the game tells me to go to the boardwalk. It doesn't tell me to go to a specific building.
The once bright mural towers above you. Suddenly, there's a sigh. In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs. And then, the beach below the boardwalk.
She's down there.
She's down there, below the building.
Why?
We looked everywhere else.
Right. How do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building.
The ladder.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. A rusty ladder.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what?
180.
Not to mention that the roof is collapsing. What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Even if it isn't, no one told you.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Savoir-faire. Climb. Climb, climb, climb.
Climb with your fat ass.
I need to wear oversized sunglasses. This will definitely help me climb.
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop.
Go for it.
On second thought, maybe teleportation
Why?
isn't because you're just standing there squeezing your buttocks and nothing is happening.
Don't say the Kim, it isn't happening. I'm not teleporting. No, I'm not gonna say this.
The lieutenant looks at you with that. I know you're thinking the stupid thing. Look, as you grow tired of clenching your buttocks.
Fine, I'll enter through the ship pipe. Wait, I saw this ship pipe earlier and the game didn't tell me. God damn it.
An old pipe.
Into the shit pipe you go.
I wanted to go in there.
Building like this must
Well,
have
you couldn't
your
look.
eyes
I'm sorry.
slowly begin.
Sometimes
The
you don't
lieutenant
think
looks
to
over
crawl
your
through a
shoulder.
shit pipe.
Maybe we can go
or
through this
climb
Given
up a
that
shit
this
pipe.
isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around, and it's right here, a maintenance door.
Oh yeah, big boy time. This needs you to put your back into it. An ordinary drainage pipe. As your eyes adjust, you see and nothing. Broken glass. The metal bullseye.
Good work.
Well, at least I did it. I am still kind of really annoyed that the game is just like, oh yeah, do this thing, and then you go there, and then you go to the location that it's supposed to be in, and then it's like,
Yeah, no, it was kind of annoying.
because I legitimately would have been there for a long time if you didn't ask me to stop.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing.
You should take out your flashlight. Thank you, game. Maybe I should have my gun ready, just in case.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying.
My hand recognizes it.
It's like it reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. Sheathe your sidearm, officer. A serious law official.
Sheathe your sidearm. But I want to hold it out. It makes me look tough. Fine. Orange mildew, crawling with something. Let's not find out what it's crawling with. Did you know there were flying spiders in America now?
Yeah.
I hate this development. This is a bad development.
I think it's fine.
Did you know they look like those spiders from EDF, the ones that you hate because they're really powerful?
Yeah.
They're Joro spiders. I found the name. We found what to call them. They're not just the ugly spiders that take too much damage. Oh, someone's been living here. A communist hat. God, getting that thought that lets me just get XP for looking at things was really useful. Yeah, jamais vu. 1 XP for every orb checked. It's a really good one.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? This does look like an embrasure.
Yeah, it does
A
actually.
slit made for shooting out of. Outside the window, the day is clear.
Could the killer have used this as a
Mom is
hideout?
It's a great place to hide, certainly. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages.
Can't see the Whirling-In-Rags. No shot from
Indeed.
here.
No one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough.
The lieutenant's voice betrays a slight disappointment.
Wait, that was the boardwalk check. Okay. So it's ironic because you literally saved me from a spoiler that was going to happen 5 seconds. Wait.
Yes, that's why I said don't look it up. It's a spoiler.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man.
Comrade was off.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here.
The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm.
So these secret weapons guys just...
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
Someone have stopped through it recently.
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Years worth of dust is shaken off. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand.
Alright, we're out of the commie hellhole. Well, I don't see how we're gonna get through here. Oh. I literally click on it thinking, I don't see how we're gonna get through here, and then he goes there. Okay, well,
He just went through.
Yeah. Let's do the basement first, and then we'll work our way back up.
This isn't just glass.
Computer
These are
components?
yes, filament memory.
Old cybernetics.
So it is. I think these used to form a single system, slotted in the wall.
Feldar and D.
The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean.
Playback experience?
These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope...
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads. The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet.
Footprints. One of the souls appears more worn in than the other. We found her.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp.
You hear that?
No. What do you mean?
It's
I
tingling.
don't feel it, but... we should still be careful. There were footprints back there,
Footprints with the
and I'm
eyes all
pretty sure
worn
they were...
smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Do you think whatever happens will affect our cryptozoologists? How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict.
If you can't predict it,
I don't think there's a
nothing you
reason to
could
tell
have done.
Joyce about the plan. Or maybe there is. She seems quite reasonable. But she works for the company.
I don't know, it's up to you.
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there...
Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to tell Joyce about the plans. It's my job as a cop. She needs to be informed of everyone's plans. If I play another one as a communist, I won't tell her, but I think it's probably important to let her know they're expecting an overreaction. And if they expect an overreaction, hopefully Joyce can prevent, you know, an overreaction, if that makes sense, right? Remember? Because they're stonewalling the investigation to cause an incident, which could lead to a massacre. I think I should try and prevent that massacre. In my opinion, massacres are bad. Hey kids, I've got a flashlight because I'm too lazy to put it back for now. I guess that's why they moved Joyce here, isn't it? So I can, like, if I have the last minute thought, turn around. I could talk to her. I was thinking she was going to be on the island.
Good. Oh?
Man, this whole thing is a takeover.
Is what you're about to say when a cold streak runs through your heart. Once said, there is no going back, Harry.
Man, this is a takeover.
A takeover?
You aren't going to be letting that because there's nothing to negotiate.
If they're taking it...
Green livery, changing into red, like a cancer of the blood.
Then we're talking about a war. Everett needs to let me into the harbour at once. We need to talk about this.
I can ask him to let you in.
No. It's naive of me. He sent you. This is the negotiation now. And if he does not avert his course, it will be a war negotiation, detectives.
He's ready for war. They all are.
They most certainly are not. Crenell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men and a gunship.
I've seen the Union's forces. They are better organized than these mercenaries. It will take more than Crenell to wipe them out. The Wild Pines will need to send more and better equipped men. I am sure you have the money. The question is, how many years and how many lives are you willing to sacrifice?
What do you suggest I do?
Will this even affect your decision?
Everything affects the decision-making process, Detective.
Officer?
For once, I don't seem to know what the right thing to do is.
It's a bluff. Call it. Have them open fire and see how long they last. That's terrible. I wish there was a disco option. I think the workers should have the harbour.
Do you think it's within my authority to give it to them? Do you think I can control the board and the shell-shocked mercenaries they've sent?
What are you gonna do?
What will I do?
Her arms fall to her sides. Her spine relaxes.
Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown?
You said you might.
It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species.
Why?
The nations who colonized this Isola called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew. All they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return.
Each of those expeditions would have been led by an admiral.
Cool.
Sounds like a purge.
There was no precedent for such an undertaking. Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process of poetry.
Called Volta Doma.
The 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after hour, slowly raining down until it formed a vast ocean.
The air is cold and there are rain circles on water all around. So does the lieutenant. His mouth is slightly open as he looks to the sky. The droplets feel warm, like spring rain.
The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experiencing a hallucination. The mass hand proclaimed, "Lancielinde, Lancielinde," the signal to wake up. But they could not. They were sane and conscious. As islands began to appear on the horizon.
78,000?
There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago.
You've thought it a million times.
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the Pale. After the Pale, the world again.
A total shift in human comprehension of reality. On the second day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Lizargique. The bird was preserved and brought back. 4 years later, the Queen's Counsellor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high.
Leaving us here.
On Caillou, the Pebble, the largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. 4 centuries and 2 revolutions later.
What will you do?
I will take your advice, Lieutenant Chiefrater. I will surrender Terminal B to the Union.
I thought it was not within your means.
She puts her hand in the rain.
We will see.
Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes, then 4, then 100.
What happens will happen. The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. If you handle the situation on the ground.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board. Probably a partner.
You're not employed. You're a board member on Wild Pines.
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors.
Of course they have superiors.
That's right, Detective. And next time, you should confer with them before you go setting events in motion.
Despite his words, he's not really sure whether to be annoyed with you or not. Events are already in motion. Whether your actions accelerated or momentarily retarded their progress.
What is your angle here?
I have not deceived you. I showed you who I was. Rejoice Layton.
I'll see you later.
Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Cronell's investigation?
A confrontation is imminent.
Shit.
They have followed in your footsteps. As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs.
Arm yourselves.
They are your shadow. Arm yourselves. Armor yourselves. Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable.
When will they make the move?
But
Where?
Soon. I do not know precisely. They have cut off all communication, you see. One last thing, Lieutenant Dubois. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane. I know, because I, too, am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
How do you keep it together?
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola. The Volta Domar.
You could use a little of it yourself.
What do you have?
I'm overexposed, baby. My travels take me through the Pale dozens of times a year.
She would die to return to it. The Pale. The past. Anything one can return to.
Goodbye, Rejoice Layton.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
Holy shit.
The lieutenant watches her boat grow smaller on the bay. Its white sails fluttering with worry in his eyes. He does not know if it was the right thing to do. You wonder what Everard has to say about this. Slowly, the sails turn grey-blue as...
Okay, before we go on the map, I'm going to fast travel back to the Martinez waterfront. I need to go talk to Everard, and then we're going to go down and confront Ruby. We should have just enough time. Oh, and fast traveling doesn't actually waste any time. Perfect. Now she said arm yourselves and armor yourselves. I can arm myself. I have a gun.
You might want to save.
Oh, before I go talk to Everard?
Yeah.
I'm gonna save again. I did actually already save. Oh god, I was actually not expecting it to be this long. I thought I was gonna get like another crumb, not like pull the whole thing apart with one stroke. You know?
Yeah.
Here I am. I have a gun. That much I can say. I don't have any armor. I don't think I'm going to get armor. I have my uniform. I don't think my uniform's bulletproof, is it? We're not really in an age of bulletproof vests, are we?
No.
Well, Cornell is apparently. I'm not. What's that? Something on? Oh, more health items. You know what? I'm going to increase my hand-eye coordination to the max. If I get in a shootout, I plan to win. Let's see, how many points have I got? I've got 2 points.
So, the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did. Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller and smaller?
There's a mean little light in his eyes.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of bacteria?
His tone is totally different now. The jolly man of the people is gone, and so is the smile. His jaw is clenched, and his quadruple chin is quivering with hatred.
I don't really know what you mean.
Decades of hate.
Don't worry, Harry. He does. At least I think he does.
You wanted us to relay all this information to her.
That this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that. You can kill 1 million people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck.
Wow. He turned. So, you get me to relay all the information.
Harry, I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this planet. I had no idea she'd react so strong. I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbour. It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so fundamentally fuck her up.
Thanks. You used me.
Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself.
What happens now?
What was always going to happen? We take the harbour and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says they need to distance themselves from this nasty business before the big shit spinner splashes everyone. Only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire.
I swore fealty to her. She was my beautiful lady. I would have been on board. You could have just told me.
Harry, when I need to tell people, I might as well do it myself. That's why I like initiative.
And safer too. You never know who you can trust.
You knew something. Something big. And you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone.
That's true.
So you told her. Anyone who's ever been close to power will tell you, inside information is the sweetest thing in the world. It's better than money. It's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesmen. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. Right on, Harry. What you did was participate in history. When history calls, you have to pick up. You had no choice. None of us ever do. A hard disco cop like you...
Damn it, my brain used me. I feel used even though I actually think this was the right move. You know?
Well, I can't believe we got used. What a bitch.
But, you know, I wanted them to call off an attack. I thought it was good to warn them. I don't want people to get massacred.
You know what, Detective?
Wow, what a bitch. He doesn't want people to be shot to death.
Yours too.
Just look at the three of us. The three careless boyaderos. Good times, good times.
So what now?
Now, there's a whole lot of work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's get to it.
What can I help my best friend and comrade with?
And comrade with today.
Finished my investigating the local drug trade.
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder.
Actually, Rivershell doesn't have a mayor. He refuses to discuss it further. Not even a speck of anger in his voice.
Look, my gun.
My. She's quite the looker, Harry. Tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up?
Not at all.
I knew you could handle it. I know my special policeman. Anyway, I'm glad you're all right and armed again, Harry. Now, what can ever... I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So, what's on your mind?
Why did you want to force out the fishing village population with a construction noise?
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life.
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of the palaces.
So the village is doomed.
You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland, there's nothing left. But mark my words, officers, we are going to reset it. Reset! I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce. Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
If even part of this is true, then why not?
I accept your salute, Harry. All of it is true. I've got the centre, I've got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years I'll get the church too. The wheels are turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things, and even a touch of pain.
Joyce was right when you said you were up to something.
Damn right I am, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as she is one day.
A true flash of anger in him, as he thinks of her.
It's actually really interesting to watch him. He's like, oh, he's a sleazy union crook, and then you talk to him and he's like, wait, no, he actually does believe everything he's doing. I still forge the signatures. I don't think the people should have to be moved out, though, for progress. I wouldn't want to be moved out for progress.
Yeah.
Because I know the councils actually do that here. Even the Labour councils in London, occasionally they do a lot of construction work, like near areas to make people want to move and leave. The Conservatives do it too. They just put a very different kind of building up when they're done.
The Conservatives, just do it to be dicks.
Yeah. And I'd rather Labour build houses than the Conservatives. They're gonna get built either way. But if I have a personal ability to stop people being moved out, then I'm gonna do it. Even though I do actually overall kind of like Evrar and agree with most of the things he says. Alright, time for the final confrontation. Let's go grab Ruby, and then we'll end the stream. I was gonna...
Yeah.
I meant to isolate all the stupid... I legitimately came in thinking, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna isolate all the gunshots, and then we'll know, and then we'll search off for Ruby next time. I didn't realize I could only do one of those things. And I also didn't realize that this is gonna be a huge, big thing. Good thing I've got my gun and I've got bullets.
Yeah. Bang, bang.
Oh, my devil trigger. Bang, bang. I'm saving again. I'm very paranoid. I think telling Joyce was the right thing to do.
I mean, I did that on my run, I think. Which is why I shit on you for it, because because you made the same decision I did. What a fool.
I'm being center left as much as possible.
Well, what a cock.
I think, being center left is in my wheelhouse. That's
Pick
what I am.
an extreme. Pick an extreme, you cock.
Why should I? How does that help anyone?
It doesn't. But it's funnier. Who needs good thought out decisions when you could be funny?
Like, I like what everyone's doing, I just don't like the way he does it.
Well, I mean, how else would you do it?
A coalition has warships. What happens when they decide they want to pick a side? I think we know which side they're going to pick.
Well, yeah, well, they'll just shell the city again.
You know, I just realized if I had climbed up here, Kitsuragi wouldn't have followed. I would be here now alone. If I did the climbing option. Remember? Because he said he wasn't going to follow me up there.
Yeah, with his weak.
Yeah, with his weak spirit that says do common sense things and then follow this crazy maniac moron.
Yeah.
I don't know what his problem is. He seems like a huge pussy. That's not true. It's a good thing we both have guns. Actually, this is a good time to equip a gun, frankly.
No, Mikey, he's equipping a gun. Mikey, stop him!
I'm not waiting around to be ambushed in here. I got my own life to think about, you know.
Wow, cuck. I just resolved my problems with dialogue like a regular.
Oh look, there's the anorak that was buried that the game was telling me to find. That's cool.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like nobody. That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type
you're gonna
of experience.
kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static.
That's the Ulan frequency.
It's the Ulan frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
What can I say?
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale. Literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers.
Thank God, so
But
I
you
wasn't
might
hearing
also
voices.
hear
It's coming from
or
this
think
thing
you're
just
hearing
shooting out
local
radio signals.
chatter.
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
What is the pale?
The pale? It's the end of the world.
You have to get your hands on this thing.
I built it myself.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that.
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Oh, shit. Turn it off, please.
You're big boys. You can handle it. Stop being so damn melodramatic. God damn it. Fine, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She's carrying a 2-barrel front loader. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your
How
time.
did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
Bullets under the floorboards, huh?
So you found my shack, huh?
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Thanks for a shootout.
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency.
Did you shoot really?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
She was the first to share her suspicion.
Oh, I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Took some convincing, but Titus told me.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. Those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like. How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Hey, it's not personal. You will only call me the human can opener.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Do it by... I don't know how I do it. I have some questions though.
Like what?
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Do you have an alibi for when Lily was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon
There were 10 minutes they couldn't account for.
You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time.
15 minutes.
Look, fuck you, man. I might also have stopped by the bar.
She speaketh truth.
Investigation has shown 15 minutes would be enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please.
There's a secret way from the first floor of the Whirling to the roof.
Don't know it. But also, the shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
You have a gun.
And?
Where'd you get it?
The gun store.
What?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
That doesn't sound like...
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier?
Front loader. Another gun
Sorry,
somewhere.
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
What kind of gun it
A
is?
Nachtway 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not... Yeah. Evidence.
You see that he was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Protector of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings.
I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I don't think she's perjuring herself. She didn't hate him, okay?
You feel sympathy for them? Whatever.
I'm listening.
You hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna. The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction. It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies.
You sure you didn't shoot them up from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Who killed the Merc if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for
What
a
happened on
good
Sunday
long
night?
while.
Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily.
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Because you said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. She asked me to come upstairs. The Merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
How did you come up with the plan so quickly?
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Motherfucker, lied again.
She looks shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out, but framed.
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck.
She lied to you about that too.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her
she killed Melly?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried the lynching might lead to
war? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way.
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
If you didn't kill, then why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
That strange, distant fear is getting...
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head,
No.
you hear the lieutenant mumble something.
I work for
Fucking hell. And why me? It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
No one says that. No.
Oh, yes, they do. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn
I work
death
for a
ray
fucking
waiting for me?
mess drug lord?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name.
Dangerous. What's my name?
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie.
Agent to La Puta
Agent
Madre.
to La Puta Madre.
All of this just means that you're effective. I don't know. Sounds pretty convincing to me.
Is that a joke or a threat?
No, it's a real
I'm
question.
guessing both. Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
What did you do?
You know what I did. I fucked him over. And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair.
Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you
Was there anyone with
rolled
you when I
into
came?
town.
Yeah, you had your death squad with you.
What?
What
Who's in the
happened?
squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. The
What
lady
else?
wasn't. One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding
Oh my
something
god,
or
those are
other
the fake
about
cops I saw.
him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. That sound about right?
No idea. Satellite Officer Vicmere looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Miller. We could either take a room here in the Whirling or go home for today. Let's go home, John. Nothing's
John.
going to happen today.
Devin
She
Martinet.
responds quietly.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Do you know anything about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
Just the bunker, have you been
I
there?
don't know anything about it. No one's been around.
You know what, I
since
don't want to
set
take the
up
risk.
camp.
I'm upgrading my
I'm sure I'm not
pain
the first
threshold again.
vagabond to...
Fuck.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's
You okay,
quieting.
Kim?
All good, officer.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage.
Oh, fuck it.
No! I don't care, I'm upgrading rhetoric.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You know.
Maybe we can still talk her out of it.
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives.
Please, just walk away.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
You're not cornered. I'm going to let you go.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
Thanks.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
I think she didn't do it.
Her tent. We should check it out.
Yeah. That was rough. Well, get my health back at least. Porridge with banana. I like porridge with bananas. Let's see a tent.
The plain red tent. The tent looks old, but well maintained.
Sleeping bag,
In the darkness of it reeks of cigarettes. Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor.
See anything?
Rager Monthly. Journal of it. You pocket the worn brown.
We should read this immediately.
Yes. Schneller.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like it's made of full grain. Schneller is a stationary brand. She's got good taste and must have taken. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled. The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with
esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones, short wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal. The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads,
what about
simply,
Laputa Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as small wonder. Would you talk about Laputa Madre in your journal? You do see it. Great. M's peon is coming to town. No doubt to investigate the lynching.
For a criminal.
But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head. While then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out. Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. The entry ends abruptly.
What about when Levy died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though. Well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. The most recent entry, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive. What's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road.
It looks like she might have been framed.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does.
Am I
Especially
really
if she has problems with... No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting.
Killed the mark.
Could have been Titus. Then again...
No one heard the shot. T-Man wouldn't fuck me up.
Maybe there's a Hardy boy we've yet to meet, who acted as his accomplice. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the Whirling-In-Rags.
Oh yeah. That was difficult, but I did it. You can become very skilled in this game. At everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm crazy good at a lot of things now, which is useful. Might have overdone it on pain endurance, but I really didn't want to fail that check. Or fail to prevent her from killing herself. I think these are fair reasons to invest points. I actually do kind of like the fact that this game is like, oh yeah, you should use points, like, literally just when you feel like it. Like, the moment it's useful, you should use it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of games are like, oh, you didn't build right, and this game's like, think about what you're doing, but like when you have what you want, go for it. Okay, now as much as there's other things I really want to do here, they really can't be more important than returning to the Whirling-In-Rags.
You need to go to bed.
I know, I just want to go back and conclude. Busy day. Why can't I fast travel now? When does it get changed when I can fast travel? It's very strange. Wait, maybe if I'm standing completely still. No? Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe there's something I'm going to run into on my way back. That's probably what it is. That's usually the reason that happens.
Stop. Now. It is time.
The tribunal?
Yes. And it's not going to be
What am I going
fun.
to do?
Be prepared.
Oh,
Make sure you have your pepper box in your hand. Your fingers reflexively reach for the Villiers 9mm pistol.
Then you'd better get ready. Whatever happens.
Oh
Put you
shit.
back.
Okay, I'll end after we've done the tribunal. That seem fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna save my game, and I'm going to... Anything that helps with my hand-eye coordination seems good right now. Composure is probably useful right now. But then again, so good perception if I need to see a gun coming towards me. Reaction speed. There's got to be something here that gives me a little bit of hand-eye coordination, right? There it is. Pinball maker's coat. But then again, I'm probably best to be in my uniform right now. Holy shit.
The Coppernado is back. What do you want?
I don't think this was supposed to happen. Almbig?
What?
Nothing's happening. Look. Oh yeah, the game just glitched out on me. What? This is a great moment. Why can't I can't even click. Oh, the game completely froze. Hold on. I can't even access the main menu. Really? There's still a bug in this game after all these years? Right here?
Wait, what's the problem?
Look, I can't move or do anything. You must see it right now.
That's weird, I didn't have that.
Oh, I have to... I can't even, like, go to the main menu. That doesn't fix it.
That's weird, I didn't have that bug.
I have to quit and then restart the stream. That's helpful.